In this lesson, we're going to be learning how to find the positive square root of surds, and we'll be solving these two questions. So make sure you watch this video to the end because this second question is very tricky. So let's start with question number 1. So we have to find the positive square root of 19 plus 6 root 2. So we write square root of 19 plus 6 root 2. Then we're going to equate it to square root of x plus square root of y. So the next step is to square both sides. So we're going to have square root of 19 plus 6 root 2 equal to square root of x plus square root of y all square. So this square will cancel this square root. So this left hand side is going to be 19 plus 6 root 2 then equal to, we are going to expand this root x plus root y. So we have root x plus root y then into root x plus root y. So the left hand side remains the same, 19 plus 6 root 2 equal to, now root x times root x is going to give us x, root x times root y will be plus root xy. It can be combined like this. Then we have root y plus root x is going to be plus root xy again. Then root y times root y is going to be equal to y. So we have 19 plus 6 root 2 equal to, so let me write these two terms first. So I have x plus y then plus this root y plus root y is going to be equals to 2 root xy because we have invisible 1 here and invisible 1 here. This 1 plus 1 will be 2. Then we have root xy. So if you look at this left hand side and right hand side, you see that this 19 is similar to this x plus y because they are the two rational parts of the surd. And then we have 6 root 2 and then 2 root xy, which is the surd part. So we are going to equate this 19 and x plus y, which is the rational part, and then equate 6 root 2 and 2 root xy, which is the surd part. So let's do that right away. So we're going to equate, we have 19 equal to x plus y. Now let's name this equation I, and then we have 6 root 2 equal to 2 root xy. So let's name this equation II. So let me write this equation I as x plus y equal to 19. So this is my I, and then I have 2 root xy then equal to 6 root 2. So equation II. So let's work on this equation II. Let's make xy subject to the formula here. So we are going to divide both sides by 2. When we do that, we are going to have these 2 and these 2 cancel. We have root xy equal to 6 divided by 2 is 3. We have 3 root 2. Alright, so to eliminate this square root, we are going to square both sides. Okay, so this square will cancel this square root. We're going to have xy equal to, now this 3 multiplied by root 2 all square can be written as 3 square multiplied by root 2 square. So we have xy equal to 3 square is equals to 9, then multiplied by root 2 times root 2, which is root 2 square, is equals to 2. So xy is equals to 2 times 9 is 18. So let this be our equation I, which is equation 3. So we are going to solve equation I and then equation II simultaneously. So let me write out equation I, which is x plus y equals to 19, equation I, and then xy equal to 18, equation, so this is our equation I. So from equation I, we have that x, let's make x subject to the formula from equation I. If you make x subject to the formula from equation I, we are going to have x is equals to 19 minus y. So let this be our equation IV So we're going to solve equation IV into equation III. So anywhere you see x in equation III, you replace it with 19 minus y. So if we do that, we're going to have 19 minus y multiplied by y, which is this y here, then equals to this 18. Alright, so let's distribute y. 1 times 19 is 19y, then minus y times y is y squared, then equal to 18. Alright, so let's take this 18 to the left hand side. This is plus. If it crosses, it will turn to negative. So we have 19y minus y squared, then minus 18. This is equal to 0. So let's write y squared first. So it's going to be negative y squared, then plus 19y minus 18 equals to 0. Now we don't want negative sign to be in front of this y squared. So because of that, let's multiply everything here with negative 1. Alright, so let's multiply with negative 1. So negative 1 times negative y squared will give us y squared, then negative times positive 19 will be minus 19y, then minus times minus 18 will be plus 18. So this is equal to 0. So this is now quadratic equation. So we are going to solve it by factorization method, because that equation can be factorized. So we now have y squared minus 19y plus 18 equal to 0. So we have invisible 1 here. 1 multiplied by 18 is 18. So we're going to find two numbers so that we multiply them, we get 18. When we add them, we get negative 19. So those two numbers are negative 18 and negative 1. Now minus 18 times minus 1 will give us 18. Then minus 18 minus 1 will give us minus 19. So what we do is just to open two brackets or parentheses as the case may be. So we write y here and then y. So we have negative 18 and then we have negative 1. So we have y minus 18 is equals to 0, or y minus 1 is equals to 0. So we have y is equals to 18, or y is equal to 1. So having gotten the values of y, we now use this equation IV to solve for the value of x. So we have that when y is equals to 18, we have that x is equals to, from this equation IV, we have 19 minus y. So this y is 18. So x is equals to 19 minus 18 is equal to 1. So again, we have when y is equals to 1, which is this one here. So what is the value of our x? X is equals to 19 minus 1 is equals to 18. So our final answer now becomes, let me wipe this screen. So our final answer now becomes that positive square root of 19 plus 6 root 2 is equals to root, remember we wrote root x plus root y. So root x, we have 1, then plus root y, then 18, or root, then this part, x in this part is 18, then plus root y in this part is 1. So this is the final answer to this first question. So let's go ahead and solve the second question. For the second question, we have square root of 14 minus 4 root. Now this is actually 6, not 2. So I have root 6 equal to root x. Then because of this minus here, we're going to write minus y. So let's square both sides, then square this side. So this square will cancel this square root. We're going to have 14 minus 4 root 6, then equal to, if we expand this, we're going to have root x square will give us x, then negative root y square will give us plus y, then 2 times root x times negative root y will give us minus 2 root x y. So let's equate the rational parts of the surds and then the surdic part of the surds. So when we do that, we're going to write x plus y is equals to 14, then and then 2 root xy is equals to 4 root 6. So let this be our equation I, and then this be our equation II. So from equation II, let's make xy subject of the formula. So let's divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2. This and this will cancel. We have root xy equal to 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. We now have root 6. So again, let's square both sides to remove that square root. So this square will cancel this square root. We are going to have xy is equal to, now 2 times 2, or rather 2 square is equals to 4, and then multiply by root 6 times root 6 is equals to 6. So xy is equal to 4 times 6 is 24. And so let this be our equation I. So from this equation I, let's make x subject to the formula. When we do that, we are going to have x is equal to 14 minus y. Then let this be our equation IV. So we are going to substitute x as 14 minus y from equation IV into equation III. So in this equation III, anywhere we see x, we are going to replace it with 14 minus y. So let's write, we have 14 minus y multiplied by y is equals to 24. So 14 times y is going to give us 14y, then minus y times y will be y squared, then equals to 24. So by the time you rearrange this equation and remove negative sign from this y square, we are going to have y squared minus 14y plus 24 is equal to 0. So we have invisible 1 here. So this 1 times 24 is going to give us 24. We now find two numbers so that when we multiply them we get 24. When we add them we get negative 14. And so those two numbers are negative 2 and negative 12, because negative 2 times negative 12 is equals to positive 24, and then minus 2 minus 12 is minus 14. So just like we did before, we're going to open these two brackets, equate it to 0, write y here, write y here, then we have negative 2 here, and then we have negative 12 here. So we're going to equate each of these to 0. We have y minus 2 is equals to 0, or y minus 12 is equal to 0. So solving this one, we have that y is equal to 2, and then this one we have y is equal to 12. So having gotten the values of y, we are going to substitute y in equation IV to solve for the values of x. When y is equal to 2, then x is equals to, we have 14 minus 2, which is equal to 12. So again we have when y is equals to, now this 12, then x is equals to 14 minus 12, which is equals to 2. So we have two values of x and y. We now conclude that the positive square root of 14 minus 4 root 6 is equals to, we have root x. So here when x is 12, then minus root y is 2. Then again we have, that's the, for the second distance we have root x when x is 2, then minus y is 12. Now if we simplify root 12 minus root 2, you're going to get a positive value. If we simplify root 2 minus root 12, you're going to get a negative value. And so because we are finding the positive square root of this surd, so we're going to go with this positive answer. And again, square root of any number can give you a negative answer. So we're going to discard this answer here and then go with this. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, share and comment. Also subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so that each time I post a new video, you'll be the first to watch it. Have a nice day.